Later on, during the Roman period, Roman Emperor Domitianus, who was narcissist, who was crazy over himself, made donation to enlarge it with 3 stories and according to the 10% of city population of Ephesus. It is believed that it was with capacity of 3,500 students. Actually, there was gladiator fighting there, gladiator and enemies fighting there, cockfighting here. And imagine, during the gladiator and enemies fighting, all their faces, all their bodies were covered in blood, and blood was running all the way down to the harbor like water. And this theater had a huge, a massive stage building as high as that level, you see.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why? To help audience focus on the performance. That's the reason.
On the performance.
Massive stage building with 3.5 the audience be focused on. And what I'm gonna tell, this is good. There was a wooden platform there on the marble for actor and actress to give their best performance with masks. What kind of mask they used? Crying masks, smiling masks, you know?
Yeah.
And those masks were made from goat skin, sheep skin, and wood. And they had large mouth to give good sound. And by the way, it is believed that you are taking my picture.
No, we're just asking questions.
Okay. So what I'm gonna tell, it is believed that when sailors came to the harbor, they used to see the reflection of whiteness because all the seats were covered by slabs of marble, with slabs of marble, but nothing left.
Okay.
This one is just regular theater, not amphitheater. To be amphitheater, it must be full circle.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's
To be
2/3, not
amphitheater,
quite.
it must be full circle.
Okay.
Got it? This one is a semicircle structure, so we do call just theater. And it is mentioned in the Bible. The most important religion meeting was given in here by St. Paul. It is believed that unfortunately, while he was giving a sermon, one of the siblings statue maker, his name was
Demetrius.
and his friends,
It's pretty good though, sis.
just himself, he didn't this.
And his friends.
His friends
Okay.
came to here and
So talking about losing business.
of course,
Yeah.
and then
They started rioting.
Right.
and
Right.
Shouting, great is Artemis.
great is Artemis, great is Artemis. And at the end, St. Paul was
He was tired.
He was wanting to come in. He wanted to come into the amphitheater, but his friends said not to because he didn't want to risk his life.
and then
They dragged his friends in here,
yes.
and then the mayor came in.
And it is believed that at the end, do you believe this? At the end, he was taken into prison. I'm going to show you so-called prison of St. Paul.
Okay.
And he obligated to leave this area at once. And he moved Macedonia.
Oh wow.
From Macedonia, he came back to Anatolia again. And at the end, he was taken to Rome to be beheaded. His name was St. Paul. He was disciple, but he was not one of the 12 disciples of Jesus. He came to here before John the Evangelist was here. And he gained enough followers. He met them ready. So when John the Evangelist theologian came to here, they helped him to gain more followers. Yeah. So, as I told you, at the end, he was beheaded. And Saint John the Evangelist, as we do know, Saint John the Evangelist, as we do know, was one of the 13 disciples of Jesus. I said 13 disciples.
Okay.
You know, who died himself
Yeah.
One after Judas, yeah.
Yeah.
at the age of
35.
no, 5.
120. Oh.
102
102.
or 96 between them. Yeah, by the way, Judas, I'm not talking about Judas. The gospel leave his motives uncertain, uncertain. And later on, he committed suicide.
Yeah,
Judas Iscariot,
Yeah, you did,
who
yeah.
betrayed Jesus in return for 30 pieces of
Silver.
silver. And you know what Quran say? What Quran say? According to the Quran, Jesus was not crucified. he was taken into heaven. So, what our more religious people say?
In the Quran.
No, what do you know? What Islamic believers, you know, they make command. They make command, you know, according to the Quran. Okay, they say this. Okay, according to the Quran, if Jesus was not crucified, so his disciple who betrayed Jesus in return for 30 pieces of silver was being crucified. This is what our Islamic believers say.
Okay.
Quran doesn't say this. Quran say this just. Jesus was not crucified. He was taken into heaven. But our more religious people, Muslim people, make comment like that.
Okay.
Jesus was not crucified, so his disciple was crucified in his place. Who betrayed him? That's what Quran, what our more religious said.
Nathan had a question. Just how many people would we have been in here? Like, did they say 25,000? Is that true?
25,000.
Okay.
About 10 or 15 years ago, most famous singers performed in here. Elton John, Sting, Pavarotti, Diana Ross, Ray Charles. As because of more than 65,000 audience, it was damaged badly and they stopped giving concert then.
Wow.
Look at there, look at there. Look at there. Okay guys, you want me to do, okay, are you going to?
Oh yeah, Seth's going to read.
Hey,
Oh, you read, Seth.
What do I read? Okay, so at this their anger boiled and they began shouting, "Great is Artemis of the Ephesians." Soon the whole city was filled with confusion. Okay. Everyone rushed to the amphitheater, dragging along Gaius and Artisius, who were Paul's traveling companions from Macedonia. Paul wanted to go in too, but the believers wouldn't let him in. Some of the officials of the province, friends of Paul, also sent a message to him, begging him not to risk his life by entering the amphitheater. Inside, the people were all shouting, some one thing and some another. Everyone was in confusion. In fact, most of them didn't even know why they were here. The Jews in the crowd pushed Alexander forward and told him to explain the situation. He motioned for silence and tried to speak, but the crowd realized he was a Jew. They started shouting again and kept it up for about 2 hours. "Great is Artemis of the Ephesians, great is Artemis of the Ephesians." At last the mayor was able to quiet them down enough to speak.